arrived in Sharm El-Sheikh last night. Just actually booked a cheap hotel, cheapest in the area, and it's not a bad hotel at all, you know. Got a large swimming pool, beachfront. We tried to get to Cairo yesterday and it all went horribly wrong. We got stopped at checkpoint, they wouldn't let us through because we only had a visa for this area, Sharm El-Sheikh and Dahab and all that, and not for Cairo. So they stopped us, sent us back. They said we had to go back to Tabar, which was about a 3-hour drive. Really didn't fancy that. So we persuaded them to take us back to Dahab. 800 Egyptian pounds it cost. And then from there, caught a coach to Sharm El-Sheikh. Arrived early in the morning. I mean, yeah, late last night. And they just got something to eat and pretty much went to bed. But then, here we're flying to Cairo and then Aswan because it was the cheapest way to travel, and we'd lost like a day and a half. But you can see it's not a bad spot. If we didn't have so much to see, I'd probably be inclined to stay another night here. It's quite pleasant. It's called Adrenaline Beach Lodge. And it was, yeah, it was pretty cheap. In the markets in Aswan, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, 34 degrees, and it's quite empty at the moment, but just generally because it's so hot, people don't really do much during the day. And it's quite pleasant along here, but along the streets there's, let's say, a lot of rubbish. But it's got character. It's a beautiful place. Just got first class train from Aswan to Luxor. Air conditioning. So nice. Train's really nice as well. This is the view from my window on the Aswan to Luxor train. About an hour in, and unfortunately the aircon seems to be broken. And train from Aswan to Luxor. All this fertile land is solely down to the Nile. Look. This is the Nile side of the train. And then the crazy hustle and bustle of Luxor.
Oh, this is a lie.
It's crazy, and it gets busier and busier. Oh, I think I'll be having to a lot of the tombs are actually within 5-10 minute walk of each other. So go to the Valley of the Kings, there's 62, but you could see probably quite a few. Some of them are just entrances, some of them go 250 metres I think. Three-headed snake with wings and feet. Two heads, it's got no wings unless they've been removed. No feet. Look at this. Look at that. It's it's actually quite emotional. You know, the age, not to mention just the beauty of it all. And just fudge. It's just, yeah, you can pay a ticket to come to visit 3, but there's certain ones like Seth the First, Seti the First, and Tutankhamun, which are like an extra 1,000 Egyptian pounds. You can do it on the cheap, but you could also spend vast amounts of money as well. This place is heavily signposted, all in close proximity, but we still managed to get lost. Wonder how I managed to travel around the world sometimes. And by all accounts it was built here because of the natural pyramid, where at night the sun god Ra would stop at the top of the mountain, the pyramid, and the kings would ascend. But as you can Rameses II, Rameses the First tomb. It's quite steep. It's so bloody hot. It's a beautiful place, but bring water. Gone through about, I'm on my second litre and a half bottle. Valley of the Kings.
Main entrance of the temple is usually a big wall. We call it, you remember? Pylon. Pylon. Pylon in the UK, it's what carries electricity. In America, it's like a pillar and column. In Egypt, it's the facade of the temple. Guys, this is the best preserved pylon ever built in ancient Egypt, in pharaonic Egypt. By the way, it's a temple as well.
Quite impressive. Rameses the First temple, 3,200 years old. phenomenal, this place. Most of it's protected by the sand and then excavated. Even look at that, because it was covered in sand. These little rooms. More carvings. Let's see what it's like in here. I've said it a few times, but 3,200 years old. Karnak Temple, certainly the busiest one we've come across so far, by some distance. This is when you order like a traditional meal, Egyptian meal. This is pretty much what you get. They're really big on the rice, quite big on the beans, and just bread. But collectively it's beautiful, and it ranges from like all this from £1.50 to £10, depending on if you get ripped off or not. Luxor by night, and by the way, this is one of the quieter roads. You go up there and turn left, you're at the Luxor Temple, and it's really, really busy. For some reason, I don't know why really, but it reminds me of Cambodia.